Deep in the Canadian forests, there was a secret so profound that hearing it makes you want to become a memory yourself. So, 3 friends decided to spend the weekend in nature. It seemed like a simple story about a forest getaway, but it's not that simple.
Finally, we're going to get outdoors. I've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, it'll be great to get away from my stupid job and my stupid boss.
I hope we find a nice place to pitch our tent. I hear there are some beautiful lakes and some pretty good views.
Everyone got into the car, and they drove off. They reached an intersection. On the right, there was a sign that read, Coldenda Park. On the left, there was just forest.
Listen, Liam, which way is left or right?
Well, it's obvious we should go right. Why go to the park? It's bound to be crowded since it's the weekend. There'll probably be fewer people in the forest, so let's go right.
Oliver turns the wheel, and the car veers off the asphalt into the forest. Over time, the road becomes worse and worse, and overgrown, so they decided to pull over to the side of the road and continue on foot, taking everything they needed.
This place is perfect. It's quiet, peaceful, and away from everyone.
Hey, Liam, why don't we go to that lake and go fishing? It doesn't look like anyone's been fishing there, so there's a lot of fish, I think, and if we catch some, I'll make us some fish soup.
Come on, let's go.
Taking the fishing rods out of the trunk, they went to the lake and cast their lines. Meanwhile, Emily built a campfire and started grilling marinated meat. Oliver and the others began to nervously look at each other.
Good evening, young people. May I ask what you are doing in these parts?
We just decided to have a rest in nature. And who are you?
I'm a local hunter. I was walking home with my prey and I saw smoke. I thought the forest was on fire, and here you are sitting?
How far is your house? You could stay here for the night if you have a long way to go.
No, I'd like to have dinner with you if you don't mind.
Of course, sit down, we don't mind.
The old man sat by the campfire. They brought him into the hut and talked about life. And then the old man remembered a couple of stories about this forest.
You know, I wouldn't advise you to stay here. It's a dangerous place.
What's wrong with it?
There are many legends about this forest. My friend from the shop recently told me that he saw a chimera here on a night hunt.
I don't believe it. They're mythical creatures.
Well, maybe he was imagining things, but another close friend of mine saw a mythical creature here that is not typical of these cities, as he called it. It's definitely the Midnight Maiden. There are legends of a girl who was defiled and killed, and she still haunts this place at night.
That sounds scary.
Come on, these ghosts of yours, I don't believe in them.
I think it's quite possible that they exist.
You know, just like you, I treated it as a fable or a fantasy until I met one myself. I even found a very old book about it called Wendigo. One night on a night hunt I wanted to shoot a deer, and when I took a shot at the head, something roared very quickly and took the carcass away, leaving only wolf tracks. It was 10 years ago, maybe more, so I don't know what happened to that animal. Okay, thanks for dinner. I have to go home. Good night.
They said goodbye to the old man, and he went home.
He was just trying to scare us. I don't believe in these stories.
Maybe. But it was still interesting to hear.
Yeah, but we'd better get some sleep. We have a long day tomorrow.
Liam steps out of the tent to go to the bathroom. The forest is dark, with only the light of the moon.
This is just stupid. There's nothing here.
Suddenly, he hears something approaching from behind.
Oliver? Emily, is that you?
Liam returns, and a large, breathing shadow appears before him. He didn't have time to say anything. She grabbed him and dragged him in an unknown direction into the forest. Emily and Oliver wake up and notice that Liam is missing.
Liam, where are you? We are going to be late.
Maybe he went for a walk? Let's go look for him.
They find part of his clothing scattered near the camp. They start searching for Liam around the camp, but all in vain.
Hello, John? It's Oliver. We need your help. We're in the woods and Liam's gone. Something strange is going on here and you're a detective and you know how to find people. Can you help?
After some time, John arrives in his truck. He gets out of the vehicle and opens the trunk. The trunk is packed with all sorts of things. Ammunition for fighting evil spirits and people. Holy salt, holy water, a shotgun loaded with salt, crosses, silver bullets, pistols, rifles, and talismans.
I heard what you said, but can you repeat it and tell me in detail what happened?
Emily and Oliver tell John about the tales that the old children told them.
There was an old man here and he was telling us about all sorts of scary things, and among them were all kinds of monsters, and maybe one of them took Leanna.
Yes, who did he tell you about?
About the Chimera, the Midnight Maiden, and the Wendigo.
John takes out a very old book and starts flipping through it page by page, looking for what he needs. Flipping through the pages, John noticed an article about a chimera. It doesn't look like a chimera, John thought, and turned the page. Then he saw an article about a Polonichnica. He also noticed differences in the stories and flipped through them. But the article about the Wendigo really caught his interest. It was very similar to the story that is happening now.
It's probably a Wendigo. The tracks are similar. There's no blood, so he didn't kill it. Well, he didn't kill it here, so it could still be alive. If it was a chimera or a midnight maiden or a bear, it would have died on the spot.
So what do we do?
You wait, maybe he just went somewhere, and I'll go search deeper in the forest. Maybe he's hiding somewhere or lost. Or I'll find your Wendigo.
John takes his shotgun out of the trunk, grabs a few shells with holy salt, and slings a rifle with silver consecrated rounds over his back. Emily and Oliver arm themselves with pistols and wait for Liam.
Wendigo is afraid of the holy salt. This will at least help me survive.
John enters the cave, where he finds Liam and 3 other people who were in cages.
John, he's got us. Please help us.
Don't worry, I'll get you out of here. Take this, go to your people, and I'll kill that son of a bitch.
John took 3 buckets, filled them with holy salt, and hung them in the corner of the cave. John himself moved to a safe distance in the cave, so that the Wendigo wouldn't notice him. When the Wendigo returned from hunting, he saw that the people in the cages were gone. He got very angry and almost left the cave. At that moment, Joe shot the ropes holding 3 buckets of salt, blocking his exit.
You're not getting out of here now.
The Wendigo lunges at Joe, but he fires his rifle. The first hits his head, the second in the chest. The Wendigo falls in pain, contorting in agony and screaming like no one ever has. John pulls out his silver knife and stabs it in the throat. That definitely kills the Wendigo. When John was about to leave, he saw that there was a passage further in the cave. As he passed by, John noticed about 100 more Wendigos that had not yet awakened. John made a very interesting decision. He burned the entire body of the Wendigo and sealed the cave so that no one would ever enter or exit again.
You did it.
Yes, that creature will not cause any more harm. Now pack up and get out of here. Who knows what else is out there?
Emily, John, and Liam leave the forest. John follows them. How good it is that they didn't go with him and didn't see what he saw, John thinks.